All right, let's try that again. Let's connect. Let's see what happened here. I think YouTube just got me booted off from the stream, so I think we're starting up again. So sorry, bear with me about that. So we had the previous file that I was booted off, and I think we're coming back online. There we go. I think we're good now. So I'll get back on those top chat questions, but the prior segment there was asking about PTSD and John Dory and the questions with that. And yeah, I think any character or any show on there as well. And it's a good point that the person brought up that if you watch The Walking Dead, we're thinking that Shane and Rick were ready, action-packed, ready to go. Well, they're kind of portrayed as superheroes. And the Fear of the Walking Dead, I think they're supposed to be like regular people. They're not supposed to be anything super about it on there too. Like, you wouldn't say Madison can compare to Rick. No way. Madison is, if anybody, to me, she is comparable to Lori, which is not the best character in my eyes. But I would think that Fear the Walking Dead is not going for that way. It's a total different show, and some people like it, some people don't. But the ratings came out last Sunday for the Laura episode, and it was 2.4 million households watched it on Sunday. It was the biggest rated show on Sunday, ahead of the NHL, I think it was Western Conference Finals with the Las Vegas versus Winnipeg, was 2.4 million. That is low, but high at the same time. 2.4 million would be incredibly low for The Walking Dead. The season 8 finale brought in 7.8 or 7.9 million, I believe, or it was 7.6 million, one of those things. But it was over 7.5 million versus 2.4 for Fear the Walking Dead. That just goes to show what it is, and it doesn't really make common connect. There's no comparison between the two shows. The Walking Dead will always have more fans than Fear the Walking Dead, but 2.4 million is pretty good. That's definitely improved since previous episodes of the show, for sure, and I believe the previous episode had the same thing. So what was my favorite part of the convention? Well, I saw the panels. I walked around, I saw some of the vendors, and we were flying home, so I couldn't really buy too much, so it was pretty weak. I couldn't really do much with that, and I didn't have photo ops, and I didn't have anything, meeting any of the cast. But what I didn't like is the food options for the Walker Stalker Nashville. There was little to no options. There was nothing worth wasting your time with, so we had to leave and go get some food down Broadway. And I didn't want to leave there and come back and do all that because the panels were so after each other, and it's a lot to do in Walker. The conventions are a lot. So we went in there, and we got there around, 11:30. And then we walked around and saw some of the vendors and saw some cool stuff and walked around, and we saw the panels going on. But if you want to go to the panels, you got to get in line, take a seat, leave, get back in line, get another seat, watch, repeat, and watch the other ones on there too. So the Carl one was up, and then they had the Fear the Walking Dead one, and then they had the Caitlin Nakin performance, and then they had the Merle panel. And we're like, we got to watch all that. But it was just a lot to do in photo ops. I don't know how you could watch the panels and get a photo op and come back and see the booth and all their stuff. It's just you couldn't do all of it. So we decided to do the panels and watch that. And it was cool to walk around and see the cast. And Eugene was there, and Abraham and Rosita. Negan was kind of hidden. We saw Simon, we saw Daryl, and we saw some of the Fear the Walking Dead people were there. We saw Henry and Sophia. Didn't really have too many people at their booths, but hopefully some people met them, and some people met the other, like Steve Amell and all the different characters from Gotham and stuff. And it was pretty cool to walk around. I've been to conventions since 2015, so I know what it's like on there. It was a shame because there was nobody there that I really wanted to meet, like Jerry or Steve Young, but who played Glenn, and no one really had anything for me that I wanted to meet. So we walked around and saw some people. We saw the speed painting that I have to put up, and there's some other stuff that I have to put up some other videos on there too. So, yeah, I don't know. The ratings are actually improving for Fear the Walking Dead. They're always going to be lower. They're always going to be, if they reach 3 million, I think that would be happy. They'd be really happy with that number of Fear the Walking Dead. it's a summer show, and the summer ratings are going to be a lot lower than the fall shows. That's just how it's going to be, especially with people on vacation and they travel and do that, and there's not too many shows on there. So it's just going to be different versus the fall scheduling, The Walking Dead. But I don't really buy into the ratings on there for it. I don't really care about the numbers. Yeah, Dolores. So the rating was 7.9 for the Fear the Walking Dead finale, or the Walking Dead season 8 finale. So the Walking Dead season 8 finale, which was a big finale, we want to know what happened on there, had 7.9 million views. But people watch it on demand. They watch it online. They don't have cable anymore. They're not watching it actually on Sunday night. We'll watch it on Monday or Tuesday, or they watch it online, and those ratings don't get put on there. You're still getting ads. You're still getting revenue to come in when you watch it online. You're watching all those things there. So AMC and The Walking Dead are fine. They can be on as long as they want to be. Maybe they get 12 seasons or 15 seasons. I think 12 seasons is the good run of the show. I think that would be amazing. Then they could take a break and come back. But who knows? Who knows what we'll actually get? We're going to get season 9 because they're filming it right now. And I'm excited for that. If you're not excited for it, then I don't know what to tell you, because I am. And if you like the comics, if you like the show, they're going to be doing a lot of good stuff. They're going to have little twists and turns and little differences, as they always do. But hopefully we see the whispers and they make sense. They're actually fun to watch. Comical, they're bad, they're villains, they're this. The interaction with Alpha and Rick and Negan locked up and what's going to happen. I think it should be pretty awesome for it. So, but C-Tutor, yeah, exactly. 10 million after they count the DVR and all that stuff. But the rating system that comes out is actually live when it's happening on Sundays, and people are like, oh my God, The Walking Dead's in trouble. Well, I highly doubt that. They're still making a ton of money. They're doing well. And there's so many commercial breaks that they're making so much money. Like, if you watch the episodes from that go from 8 to 9, right before there's a commercial right before that. So they're getting that money. And then there's going to be at least 5-6 commercial breaks. And then there'll be a commercial break at the end of it there too. So hopefully you guys are getting your TWD rewards. They've got some good stuff on there. I'm saving my points up for one of the big experiences. And hopefully in a couple weeks I'll be able to get enough points for that and save it up and then cash it in for one of the big trips on twdrewards.com. So if you haven't, definitely do that. Check that out. For sure, it's a free program, but it's only in for the U.S. So I feel if you're in the UK or outside the United States, it's just for a United States program right now. But I know a lot of people are also making a big deal out of Whiskey Cavalier and Lauren Cohan being on it. And Tyler James Williams, who played Noah, is on the show as well, which is pretty cool. He was actually on Ballers the first couple episodes, and then he hasn't been on that show either. But Lauren Cohan, we'll see what happens with that. So Whiskey Cavalier is going to be on ABC, I believe, in the fall, and they're going to be filming, or they're going to be doing something with that. So they only shot the pilot episode, and it got picked up. So how can Lauren Cohan do both? Well, I guess a couple different ways. She can get killed off on The Walking Dead, and she's just going to be on Whiskey Cavalier, or she can be on both, have a minimal role on The Walking Dead, and put more time for Whiskey Cavalier, and she can film several episodes of The Walking Dead, or vice versa. Had to do that. So I hope that she does not get killed off on The Walking Dead, and she can film both. I don't know where Whiskey Cavalier films, if it's in Georgia or California or New York or what. But I would hate for her to get killed off on The Walking Dead, so she's done on that, and then put all her chips on Whiskey Cavalier, and then it gets canceled after like a season or two. It would be okay if she got killed off on the show on The Walking Dead, and then she had all the time for Whiskey Cavalier, but I don't think Whiskey Cavalier's got many seasons in it, compared to The Walking Dead, because she might have signed a 6-episode contract for the first 9 episodes, is what everyone's saying, what Deadline and Deadspin and whatever like that. So I think that Whiskey Cavalier is hopefully in conjunction with The Walking Dead. I don't want Lauren Cohan to get killed off, because Maggie is essential on the show for future storylines. Maybe she goes off and gets sick and she has to hide in the house for 5 episodes and then we come back to her, because she can come in, film a couple parts and then leave, film an episode, film a week or two. You can do it. You can definitely do it. I mean, but we'll see what happens on there. So I don't know what's going to happen with the show, with her. Only time will tell. And I would hate to have, so like in season 7, you lost Glenn and Abraham and Sasha and Spencer. And then in season 8, the big loss was Carl. And then you're like, in season 9, who are we going to lose? If you follow the comics, you're most likely going to lose some other characters. Is it going to be just like the comics? Is it going to be little differences here and there? And I'm working on a theory right now that I'll have out later this week that I think we're going to lose a couple characters, but we may lose a semi-big character for sure. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. And I think when the Whisperers come to town, really, I guess it's if, but really when, right? If they stick to the comics, that the Whisperers come around and we lose some characters, and that can be a major way if we lose some characters. You know, they're going to thin the herd because we got a lot of cast there. Since season 6 and season 7 and season 8, we gained a lot of cast. We lost some people, we gained some people, we lost some people, and the cast is still very big. They got to thin it up a little bit, right? So we'll see. Also, Michael Cutlitz has a show on ABC. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but he has a show. It looks pretty funny. It's like The Kids Are All Right or something like that is what it is. And it's on ABC as well. So we'll see Michael Cutlitz. We'll see him on a show. He does a good job. Hopefully you've had a chance to meet him at conventions. If you haven't, Michael Cutlitz is a great guy, very funny, very personable. I mean, they really all are. Only a couple people have said a couple weird things about a couple people. But the only thing that I want to know, too, is I have to ask around, did anybody try to meet Kim Dickens at Walker Stalker Nashville? I saw pictures with Negan and Daryl and Eugene and Abraham and this and that and Jenna Elfman and Luciana and, you know, people. I don't see any pictures with Kim Dickens. That's telling you something. If Andrew Lincoln went to a convention, he'll go to Walker Stalker Atlanta most likely in October. There's going to be a line out the door trying to meet that guy. Same thing with Norman Reedus. Same thing with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Same thing with a bunch of people. But the lead character of Fear the Walking Dead, I didn't see anybody getting no pictures with her. And there's a bunch of Facebook groups and stuff that showed who people got pictures with. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, no, I'm sure, Tudor. I'm sure some people like Madison. And I'm sure some people like Kim Dickens. But also, Kim Dickens has been in a lot of other stuff, too. In the panel, someone talked about her being on Sons of Anarchy. And I never saw that show. But I guess she had a different part, a different role on Sons of Anarchy. And she was in a bunch of movies and a bunch of stuff there, too. So she's in other things. Same thing with Kevin Zegers, who plays Mel on Fear the Walking Dead. It was funny because I was going through the channels and there was Air Bud 3, with the dog, and it's a Disney movie or whatever. And he's in that. I guess he's in a bunch of different Air Bud movies. So Mel, who's in Dawn of the Dead, is one of the cops, is in Air Bud. And it's so bad and it's so young and on there as well. And so he's in that movie. And it's kind of funny that people may know these characters from different things on there as well. So, not sure what you mean, Paul Eagle, with any word on Brett Butler. I don't know what the question is for that. But overall, Walker Stalker Nashville was fun. It was very expensive. I don't think I'm going to Nashville anytime soon. But I'm going to be going to Walker Stalker Atlanta, where I can drive and have it done in a little different way. But I'm excited for the Walker Stalker Atlanta in October. Hopefully you guys will be there. It'd be pretty cool. So, Matthew Mania. So Negan hasn't shaved his beard as seen in the set photos. Your thoughts? He hasn't shaved because he's locked up, and he's at that point where you'll see him with longer hair and having a big old beard for that, and it'd be pretty interesting to see when we're going to see Negan. I don't think Negan's going to play a big part in the first half of Season 9. We'll see him maybe once in the first half, then probably in the second half of Season 9 we'll probably see more of Negan, and I believe they're filming the second episode right now as we speak, maybe going into the third episode next week for filming. So I don't think we'll see Negan, but again, a time jump will occur. I think Negan will have the big beard and the hair for the time jump to occur on there too. So let's see what you got for here. Sorry, we just had a bunch of top chat stuff come in here. Brett Butler, did you see any country music? No, I didn't see any country music singers. I know they were probably around. I think there was one of the football players walking around the convention. People were shaking his hand and stuff, but I didn't know who it was. I don't really follow the Tennessee Titans. But we actually saw him all over the place. It was him and his girlfriend or his wife, and they were kind of all over the place. So Frank saw the light and the truth. Fear just doesn't work that well. Yeah, I guess Frank wanted to get out of here and go. They talk about that in the panel as well. So if you like Fear the Walking Dead or you're just interested in the topic at all, it's actually a pretty good panel. The 3 parts on the PT channel, I recommend it. They bring us some good information. And I kind of like Coleman Domingo, who plays Strand more, and Jenna Elfman was answering a lot of questions. Luciana talks. And, I kind of felt bad for Troy, the guy Daniel Sherman who plays Troy. He was kind of the odd man out. He didn't really have much to talk and much to say because he's not around, and was kind of, they had the running joke with the spoon and the eyeball and stuff. So it was kind of there. So yeah. People like Kim's portrayal of Madison. She doesn't have any flavor or colors, but she actually is a pretty well-known actress. Yeah, Dolores, I guess you would like Kim for different things. Like when I watched Gone Girl with Ben Affleck, the one that was the movie from the book, and you're like, oh, it's Kim Dickens. She was a little better than I thought she was, but, from the Fear standpoint, I don't know. It's lacking for sure. So she is supposed to be in Season 9 to be announced. Yeah, I don't know anything much. Season 9 has been pretty hush with spoilers and sightings as of right now. Besides the first episode when they were out and about by the Capitol, they got a bunch of pictures. But other than that, there's not too many spoilers or information going around just yet. I'm sure we'll get more and more information for it, which makes sense because it's been rainy and crappy and they've been at the studio. So you just haven't gotten that much information for Season 9, which is okay. I don't really need to have that information, but I know Angela Kang, for what I'm seeing and hearing, she's doing a great job, and she's bringing a lot of flavor back to the show since Season 4, Season 5 kind of feel, and I think it's going to be great. I'm excited for it. Hopefully it does a great job. I don't really care if people come back to the show that left, because I'm not going to give up on the show. Probably everyone in this chat right here, in this stream, in this live stream, is going to watch the show to the very end. And I think that's the way it should be. Unless it gets really terrible. Unless they're doing really stupid things. It's not doing well. This show doesn't make sense. There's plot holes galore. Nothing's being answered. People are leaving the show because of money. But we'll see. I think the major people on the show will be around for a long time. Daryl, Rick, Carol, Michonne. It's going to make sense. We'll see what happens with Maggie. But The Walking Dead is done really well, and it's done probably better than a lot of people thought, and it's really awesome. So, yeah, unless they brought Madison over to The Walking Dead, that might be the Achilles heel. And I would think that Morgan and John would be the best fit to come over from Fear the Walking Dead. That would be pretty cool. I think that would be awesome if you brought the best character in my eyes. Like, okay, I've been watching Fear the Walking Dead from the very beginning, since day one. And it was Daniel and the neighborhood and this and the military came there and Travis and Morales, or not Morales. What was that kid that was from the school that were like, is he going to come around again on it? But Travis and Nick and Alicia and Strand and the boat and stuff. And then you can wipe all that out, and then we meet John in Season 4 in Texas, and we're like, oh, okay. I kind of like Walker and whatever. We'll see if he comes around, if Daniel's going to come around. Tobias, that was his name. Yeah. It's just I remembered as you typed it, Boyd. I wonder if he's ever going to come around. He's going to be the villain. Did anyone see Deadpool? Deadpool 2? If you see it, I think of that one kid as like the Tobias. Like he kind of looks like Tobias, like being older. If you know what I'm talking about, if you see the episode or you see the movie. But if you haven't seen Deadpool 2, I thought Deadpool was very good. I like the first one better, the way they shot it and what they did here. It was kind of like too much in this movie, but Deadpool was being crazy Deadpool, and I'm not going to give any spoilers away with that, but definitely see the movie. It's really worth it. It's a good movie. It's a funny movie. Ryan Reynolds and all that. It's definitely what they do for continuing the story along with it, and I enjoyed it. It was a good, funny Marvel superhero movie, and Deadpool 2, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out on there. But I've got to do my review later. I got to talk about that. So, yeah, Madison is the worst. Madison is worse than the Curse on the Orange Backpack. Yeah, I don't know. Madison needs to go, and I don't care if she's kidnapped by vultures or she's this or she's that or whatever. She just needs to get out of here. I'm ready for Madison to be gone from the show. The writers need to do that to move on with it. I think that's the best thing there, too. So, do you think Rick is going to die soon in the comic? Great question. If anything, it would be issue 200. I think something big has to happen in the comics in issue 200. We're not there yet. We're coming up around the 180s. So we got 20 issues. So that takes it into just under 2 years from now. Issue 200 has to be really big. Issue 100, we got Negan and the lineup. Issue 200, something could happen there too. So, Boyd, I saw a movie called 420 Massacre last night. It was good. Is it on Netflix or where'd you see it at, Boyd? Do you think it's odd when the Fear cast always change subject when fans compare them to Walking Dead cast? Not really, Tudor. I think that's kind of like they want to be on their own and connected with that. I don't think they want to be because they're not going to ever compare with The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead's always going to be a far superior show, connection, comic, viewership, merchandise on there too. But I said it before and I'll say it again. Fear the Walking Dead needs to have iconic things, just like The Walking Dead. What do we have now? We have John, Althea, Naomi, and Morgan with the rest of the cast. And the older cast is dying off here and there, which is fine. That's fine by me. But John has an iconic look. I could see people dressing up as John at Walker Stalker Orlando and Atlanta coming up. You get the black hat. You get the pistols, you get the black outfit, you get the look. I mean, it does look like the Man in Black on Westworld, but I think the Fear the Walking Dead truck and the look and the hair of Althea, it looks pretty good. I think it is definitely a thing that the Fear the Walking Dead needs to have. The Walking Dead has so many iconic things, and they need to just do that. So, Fear is only Morgan and John. They need to come with Morgan and Rick season 10. They could. I would love to see Morgan and Rick. What if Althea rocks that SWAT van with John and Morgan to Virginia? That's how they get back. I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would be the best way to have there too. So I don't know. Alicia's okay though, Tudor. I think she's all right. But Madison just needs to be gone. That's for sure. They gone. That's what needs to happen for that too. So I got a bunch of things coming up the next couple weeks. I got a Star Wars Day baseball game with the Tampa Bay Rays on Saturday, which should be pretty cool. They're giving out a bobblehead of one of the players, or not a bobblehead, a Funko Pop of one of the players for Star Wars. I'm not going to see Solo. I don't really care about that movie. I think it looks pretty garbage. Chewie's probably going to be good. I think they're going to do a couple things here and there. But overall, next movie I'm going to see is going to be Incredibles in June. But I'm not really excited to see Solo. I know some people are because it's a Star Wars movie, but I don't want to see that. So, did you see all the trailers of the new Walking Dead game? Yeah. So you saw I'm blanking on the names. The guy with the baseball bat, the lady in the bathroom, and then the other guy that's creepy in the car with the gun, and he's like drunk. He's an alcoholic or something. But yeah, I think I'm excited for the Telltale and the Overkill's The Walking Dead game. I'm gonna be renting that most likely. I'll rent it and then I'll buy it if it's good. But I'm excited about Days Gone. That's what I want to see. I want to see Days Gone, and that's supposed to be now early 2019. It was supposed to be the end of 2018. Now it's looking like early 2019, and I need to see that. So, yeah, I saw the Deadpool credit scenes. They were pretty good. It was funny because he's like cleaning up the timeline on there too. With he's going back all over the place, which is pretty cool, for sure. Great question, Janet. What's up with talk about Daryl and Carol? I don't know if a romance between them would be the best way to go. Thoughts, guys? Well, everyone's had a big thing because they said they're going to talk about that more. But what was said in the article and in the interview was that they're going to go and have Daryl and Carol talk, or we're going to see more of them together this season. That doesn't mean they're going to have a romance. They clearly have a relationship, just like they all do. Just like Rick and Carol and Rick and Daryl. And, you know, all those characters have a relationship. It doesn't mean it's romantic. It just means they have a relationship. They've been there since the beginning and connected with them. Carol and Daryl has said it before that he sees their relationship as not romantic, but as like a loving, caring relationship. So I don't ever think it's going to be romantic. I don't think Daryl's ever going to get a love interest. I know people want to see that. I know it's like him and Jesus and people want to see that and stuff. And I don't really want to see him. I want him to be the lone wolf back to season 2, season 3, you know, season 6 Daryl. I want to see that stuff of Daryl. I don't want to see him fighting with Rick and worrying about the saviors and stuff there. And I want to see him back to, you know, just being the Daryl that was awesome. He's kind of been watered down and he was kind of put in as a prisoner and that was kind of weak in season 7, was kind of stupid. And, you know, I didn't really like where they're going with the Daryl character. But then he came back and he was just taking out saviors, not really listening to them. So we'll have to see what happens. And I think it's going to be back to a season 4, season 5 feel. And that was Daryl was pretty awesome. Well, if you like Daryl or not, some people don't, but I think that too. So, yeah, Carol's with Ezekiel. And Aaron with Jesus makes the most sense. And Rosita, I don't know if they're going to do the Eugene storyline kind of thing. Not sure what's going to happen with Rosita. People have been asking me, have we seen her on set? I haven't. I haven't seen her posting many photos of Georgia. She's been posting photos of her photo shoots in Los Angeles. Rosita might not last long this season. If you know the comic, we'll see if that happens or not. We'll see what happens with Rosita and Eugene, or Rosita and Sadiq. You know, that's kind of could happen as well. So we'll see what happens with Laura. I want to see so many things. I'm going to have a video later, probably next month or next week or sometime, whenever I feel like making it, I guess. I got 9 burning questions for season 9. And a lot of them have to do with all those questions too. So hopefully they get answered. I'm excited for July when we get the season 9 trailer at Comic-Con. Hopefully it's awesome. Hopefully we'll be definitely doing a breakdown. We'll be doing a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Cindy and Tara. Oceanside's definitely back in the fold. We'll see what happens with them, if they stick around or they're there, and how big the time jump is, and Maggie's baby, and all these big questions that come around. They're setting it up, and hopefully we get there. I'm excited to see when they start building the windmill and all the different things at Alexandria, because they have an ordinance now that they can build the structure and have all the different things for season 9, building up civilization at the hilltop, which is on a set, so they can do whatever they want there. But Alexandria, right in Sonoy, is it's kind of open, and we can see it a lot more on there for sure. So I hope so, Boyd. I hope the Whispers show up. That'll be pretty cool. I think there'll be a thing where it gets like quiet, and then there's a whisper, and they don't mind. And then you see a whisper, and then it's over, or something like that too. Just like you saw the blank screen, and then you hear the roar of Shiva. Pretty awesome stuff. The trailers get you hyped, man. They're pretty cool. Sometimes the trailer is better than some movies. And I think, the season 8 trailer of The Walking Dead wasn't the best. It was like Daryl on a bike and explosions and this and weird, Irish Departed type music with it. which there's nothing wrong with that, but it just didn't really get me excited, super hyped for the season like season 7 was, which was kind of, season 7 trailer was pretty great, and then the season 8 trailer was kind of, but the season 8 was pretty good. So I don't know how I feel. I want the trailer to be good, but I would love to see Whisperer Eric this season for sure. I want to see a lot of those things, but I'm excited for season 9, guys. Hopefully you are too. I'm going to be getting, more and more videos, more information. I'll be at Walker Stalker Atlanta in October. I don't know if we're going to get to Sonoy or not, but if big things happen, we might have to take a visit down there for sure. But I'm thinking that season 9 could be really good. I don't know if it's ever going to be like seasons 4, 5, and 6. I think season 6 is the best The Walking Dead for me, at least. So I think it'd be pretty cool. So Lindsley, she's on set right now, Tudor. Is she on Facebook or Instagram or something like that too? She posts something from set because she's probably going to be a big character for the Saviors. She might be a big character with Dwight. They might be setting that up because I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch season 4 probably all the way to, season right before season 9, of course. Hey, Ali, how we doing, my man? I think that I'm excited for the season 4, season 5 connection. And if you watch season 4, remember, guys, Angela Kang wants season 9 to feel like seasons 4 and season 5. And so go back and watch it to see what it feels like. And I think it was great. Yeah, the flu epidemic and this stuff's going to happen to thin the people out because there's so many people in season 9 of The Walking Dead. Something needs to happen for sure. So, yeah, I gotta see if I can follow her, Lindsley, which is crazy. It's not Lindsay, but it's Lindsley, who Laura's real name is on the Instagram. And so I think she'll be a bigger character, but I think she'll be a big part of the Saviors for sure. Jada, Zeke, and Cindy on Instagram. Yeah, and they were actually all there. Jada, Zeke, Ezekiel, and Cindy were all at Walker Stalker Nashville. So they were probably filming on Friday as well. So yeah, I enjoyed really parts of season 4. Yeah, Lindsley Register. What a name. That's a crazy name. But season 4A was good around before the flu stuff was kind of annoying with that too. And then I liked after the governor came and what they had to do and being around the pudding house and stuff there too, which is pretty cool right there in Sonoy. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out for sure. But I'm going to go back and watch that. I'm going to go back and watch Game of Thrones as well because Game of Thrones should be like in a year. I would assume it's going to be like April or May 2019, but by that, it'll probably be over the summer. So we're probably about a year away from Game of Thrones. I'm going to go back and we're going to watch all of it right before it comes back, hopefully sometime. Hopefully we'll get some notion of when it's going to be and some trailers coming out for that as well. Because there's not too many shows that fill the void over the summer. And yeah, I watch, there's a great show on TNT. It's called Animal Kingdom. It's a cool kind of heat kind of, you got to just watch it. It's like a bank robber, shyster kind of family, crazy action-packed TV show. And it's called Animal Kingdom on TNT. So I like to watch that. That's a good show. And I watch the old stuff on The Office and stuff there too. But I watch Fear the Walking Dead. I got to watch Westworld. I haven't watched any episodes of this season for sure. And I got to fill the void with, stuff to fill it up. So, but yeah, if the flu episodes, we're going to watch them at the same day. Yeah, it's just kind of like with the Glenn and the drama in there and who's going to make it. That's probably what's going to be like when the Whisperers come around too. Or I hope they don't do another like virus thing that kills people off. That would be kind of a much. I hope that the Whisperers are the way they thin people out. So, what TV shows do you think had great episodes every time? Oh, it's hard to say. I mean, it's different. That back in the day, it was different shows. Like I love Seinfeld and Friends and The Simpsons and shows like that. And there weren't that many shows, but they were pretty good like all the time. There wasn't really this storyline building stuff up like the shows are for that too. So, actually, Boyd, I've never watched Sons of Anarchy. I've never seen that, but I know it's like a motorcycle gang and doing stuff like that. But Animal Kingdom is about a family in California, and the mom takes over these, like, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's kind of like they always try to steal and rob, and they're like, there's a code on the streets, and they're trying to do things, and there's always an action-packed thriller, and there's this brother and that brother have problems, and these brothers are close together, and it's pretty cool. One of the brothers is like Jason Momoa type of guy, even though he's not related to him, but he's a big, long-haired guy, and the other brother works with him, and it's just a good story. And the one kid is in high school that, I don't want to give too much away, but Animal Kingdom is a good show. If you like Sons of Anarchy and you like kind of that world there too, you'll like Animal Kingdom. Everyone I talked about it and watch it with, it's cool, because season 3 starts the Tuesday after Memorial Day, and it's definitely worth watching for sure. But I'm excited for this, guys. So go for a couple more minutes. We'll go for about 10 more minutes, and then I got to do some cleaning and all that stuff. And I'm going to watch Fear the Walking Dead tonight, and hopefully it's a good episode. I don't know any spoilers for it, which it's fine. I don't even care that I don't know spoilers of it. And I like the idea of going fresh, because some of the spoiler groups that had sources, they lost their sources, and people aren't doing this and stuff there. So it's fine. I don't really mind. And I like discussing and talk about it. And hopefully you guys see this as a good discussion, Walking Dead Family Connection video group channel, and then the PT channel, of course. But ultimately, it's not really about spoilers. It's about the Walking Dead community and family and group and discussing and getting ideas. I like the idea of having information there too, but if it's not there, I got plenty to talk about. I got plenty of stuff to talk about on there too. So that's for sure. This channel and that channel not going away. I'm excited for the summer Fear the Walking Dead on there to hopefully get better. We'll see how episodes 6, 7, and 8 do, but I don't think they should end Fear. I think they should have a nice connection. And I don't know what their ultimate goal is, because, again, at the beginning, they were like, Fear the Walking Dead will never connect with the Walking Dead. Season 4, that went out the window. That's not how it worked. So I think the initial showrunners were like, we're going to stand on its own. We're going to do that. Well, you shouldn't have called it Fear the Walking Dead then. It should have been something totally different. But ultimately, it's a sister show. It's a show that connects somewhat. So I think we're going to see some action-packed tonight, Janet, for sure. The pictures I'm seeing are Strand's got a gun, Luciana's got a gun, Alicia's got a big old gun. I think they go in and I think they start the attack on the stadium, the vultures. And I'm not sure what happens, because you see Naomi patching up Alicia. I think that you see something happen, whether it's a run or Mel and them attack the stadium, because something happens at the stadium eventually. And why would they need all these big guns to take out the walkers for sure? But it's going to be annoying when you're like, you should have just attacked Mel and that group to begin with and got rid of them. And you would have possibly saved the stadium if that's how it goes down. But we'll see what happens, and I don't really care about this Charlie kid and this Charlie character. It's kind of annoying on it for sure. So Alicia in the movie Friend Request. I guess that's the one that's kind of weird with online stuff there, Boyd, with that. So may finally get where she is. And still, I'm going to see what happens with that Dolores with Madison. I'm not sure, because everyone thinks that she's dead. Like, oh, is she alive? Is she this? Is she this? She's never in the now part. She's just in the then part. So is she with the vultures where she's taken prisoner? Is she wounded? Is Naomi with her trying to patch her up? You know, it just makes sense that the vultures have her and have them. So we'll see what happens with that. I would have loved for them to stay at a stadium and been there, but it was a real stadium, so they only had so many times. So, but they had the exploding baseball things, and they could have had smoke grenades, and they could have had things there too. And even if they didn't have that many guns in there too, they could have had tactics that they could have come around the side. Because I felt like and I do feel like all the RVs and the trucks are just sitting in the parking lot. So you could like leave and go out and come around and have a coordinated attack. But I don't think Madison's that person. Madison's not this, let's have a war type person. Let's attack these people. You know, again, she was a guidance counselor. She wasn't a sergeant in the military or a private in the military or some commander in the military of that too. She wasn't a police officer. She wasn't something that was part of the SWAT team or something. She was a high school guidance counselor. So I don't think she's prepared to attack some war against this group. And again, it's a show, but it's got to weigh on you if you hurt another individual or kill another individual, even if it's a fictional show. That's going to weigh you down a little bit there, too. Look at Morgan. Look at Carol. Look at John. Look at these characters there, too. It's like, man, what did I done? What have I become? And I don't know if that's ever going to be there. We'll see what happens with Madison and the Vultures. But I just want it to be a satisfying thing. And they're putting a lot of, we'll get Charlie back and we'll try to get it back. Who cares about this kid? You're running out of food. You'll be dead in a week. Like, you're worried about this kid's life? She has all the food with these people. And you're like, oh, yeah, let's worry about her. It's just pretty stupid. So... No, I don't think Nick will come back to life, Mason. I think Nick is off the show. It'll be in the then portion. You know, Nick died in the now part, so Nick's not going to be around going forward. And to probably the second half of season 4, Nick won't be in there. It was probably just the first half where he filmed some stuff. So, we'll see how it all happens. So yeah, I don't see Madison biting Mel's throat. I don't see that happening. I don't see her being, even though she probably should. She probably should go in there and there too. What if Mel's not even the big leader? What if he's just the smaller leader on there too? So we'll see. Boy, you can have Alicia and I'll have Daryl. Yeah, that's what a lot of people would like to have for sure. So. Discount Saviors sneaking to an attack Madison, the Rick wannabe. Yeah, I don't know what happens. So I know that Madison, in my opinion, needs to go. Needs to be gone from the show. That would be a better plan. I don't think that keeping her around is doing anything for the show. You know, I'd rather see her going out protecting her kids in a heroic way. I don't know if Kim Dickens wants to be on the show anymore, but Frank Delane didn't want to be, and he's going on there too. So, what you gonna watch? You gonna do no sport? Paul Eagle, what's the question there? Paul Eagle, not sure. There, I'm watching basketball. I'm watching the conference finals. I'm watching the hockey as well too. You know, being in Tampa Bay, it's lightning fever around here too. They're one game away, which would be pretty cool. I would love to see that. So, which guys got me answer a couple more questions for it, so I'll go for a couple more minutes. Tobias is the leader of the Vultures. Yeah, that would be kind of funny if Tobias came out here and was like, where's my knife at, Madison? You took it from me. They better bring back Daniel. I would love to see Daniel and Walker and Crazy Dog, but I don't think you're going to get Crazy Dog. I think Walker will be back. No, Dylan, I do watch Westworld, but I haven't seen the latest episodes of it. I have to watch all this season, and we've been waiting to watch it. So I think I'm gonna watch. We'll probably start watching it next week on HBO. But Westworld, I thought it was pretty cool. It was a good, different kind of show on there. Stephen Ogg is on there, so it's kind of cool to always see him there for sure. Do you think Negan will hit beta with Lucille? We'll see. I mean, that wouldn't be for a while. The Negan beta, Negan alpha interactions, they need to happen on the show. What's the point of keeping Negan around if we're not going to have that for sure? But Negan interacting with those crazy characters would be pretty awesome for sure. I want to see that. He hadn't stepped out of the RV yet. Yeah, so you got Tobias just hanging out in the RV. He's like, bring me some food. Bring me those terrible hot dogs for sure. Naomi lives. That's what I want to see too. I want to see Madison go. What if it was like if Alicia and Strand were the only two characters from the original cast to survive, and it was Alicia, Strand, Naomi, Madison, Morgan, and John, and Althea? What if those people were the ones going into season 5 of that? If they do that, I think that would be on there for sure. Daryl making grill with Lucille's with. Yeah, I can't play Dylan. I got some stuff to do maybe later. Not tonight, but maybe later down next week on there for it. I just haven't been able to play Fortnite in a while. I just getting all my stuff together. Coming back from the convention and getting back to work and doing stuff there and getting my videos together. Hopefully you checked out some of the videos on the PT channel. I've been trying to get more and more the Fight For Us stuff because I'm working on book 7 as we speak. I got to go through and edit what I got so far and trying to get more and more content for that, because the Fight For Us stuff, my books, they're just books right now, but later on down the road I want to shoot some short story kind of stuff and some short film clips and maybe even some little things here and there. But I'm down to do that, more and more effort towards my series of Fight For Us, because I'm really excited about the story and where it's going, and hopefully we can get more and more things for sure. But there you go, guys. No news on Magna or Yumiko yet. Tudor, nothing really, anything casting stuff. Once I find out the information, I will post it about Magna and Alpha. That'll be the big news, is that if and when the Whisperers are cast, Alpha and Beta and the rest of those, when we start seeing them more and more and more, which I would think would be around episodes 4 and or 5, which right now I believe they're on episode 2, maybe starting episode 3. So we're just not there yet. We'll probably take it into June. June will probably be a bigger month for Whisperer stuff. Maybe Magna. Maybe we'll even get some pictures of them. Maybe people will be around to see them getting filmed, because I'm sure they're cast now. If they'll probably be around the end of episode 1 when we'll see them for sure. So, but there you go, guys. I'm going to cut it there just because it's about my time for 2 hours. So sorry about the technical difficulties in the first part. Now we have 2 different parts for this on there as well. Yeah, the Whisperers should be filmed most likely on Raleigh Studios, but when they're around and about and people are there, people can get some good pictures. That's for sure. Get some good information to see when they'll be around. But there you go, guys. That's my live stream back for Sunday, May 20th. We'll be back next Sunday as well. And then the Sunday after that, I'll be in Orlando, so I won't be able to do that. So I'll be doing stuff, live streams later this summer and definitely next Sunday. So hopefully you guys will join me then. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it and truly believe this, guys. Believe in yourself. If you can dream it, you can do it no matter what it is. Thanks, guys, for watching.